Hey, if you look down and you see a dagger coming out of your gullet, it might be the ranger.
Listen, this is a game about some orcs, and then, you know, there's Nemesis orcs, and they level up, and they're chasing you and shit, and you're some no-name jerkhole running around in their house, putting fucking poison in their grog, and pissing them off. Hey, man, this game was pretty damn good back in the day. I particularly like the infiltration of their, like, orc bases. The combat is, like, old-school Assassin's Creed. That's crap, in my opinion. You can fight like 20 guys at one time, but you really kind of needed to move. And, you know, you poison their grogs, you let their doggies out. You would kind of divide and conquer these enemies, and you have to go and hide inside the base. This was all done very well, and it's just, the orcs had tons and tons of personality. And that is something that you just go around and just doing your cockity British accent when you play in this game. Oi, Gov, gotta go out there and get the ranger. Don't look at me like that, Kitty. Kitty's like, that was a terrible accent. No, it was brilliant. It was fucking amazing. And this is one of those games where I just played through once and never went back again. I had a shit ton of fun playing the old Shadow of Mordor. Now, I heard that Mordor 2, or whatever the fuck it was a giant DLC freaking microtransaction shitfest that they went through after they made all their money. Then they put all that shit in correctly so you can go and play with your orcs. To me, there ain't much better than infiltrating this base and then hiding around monsters all over the fuck around, and then finding a way to separate and kill all these orcs and hitting your assassination target. This is the singular focus. There's an open world aspect to this that I'm just not impressed. I would just try to go to the next base and start, murlering and pissing off people up. And it's kind of those things where you just you can do the observations and try to think and plan. But it's also fun to just pull shit out of your ass, man. It's just great. And the Nemesis system was talked about over and over again. If an enemy kills you, they'll level up. Or if they see you and you leave them alive or whatever, they'll power up too, and they remember you, and there'll be a specific cutscene where they're like, "Hey, I remember you, governor. I'm gonna whoop your ass, I am." And then you can duel them or whatever it is. And then you can also recruit these guys on your team, and toward the end you'll have a giant. Well, it's not really giant. They try to make a nice cinematic battle with it's really about 10 guys. you get your 5 generals, and they got their 5 generals, and you go on and have a big fight. And then, that was actually pretty damn cool. And then just the absolute ending is like a 3-button cutscene was just abysmal. But it was like how the games were in like the in the late 2000s and the early what is it, the aughts? No, I don't know, the fucking early 2010s or whatever the fuck it is. But Shadows of Mordor is, I don't know if you would play that these days, but at the time I enjoyed the fuck out of it. And so I'll this time, I don't know if you were going to go back to it, this one, or play the second one. But an easy recommend for me from when I was, and when the Xbox One was still new. I really like this game. And so a big paw up from Brian, who loved the damn orcs. And a paw up from Kitty as well, because that dungeon setup, that dungeon design, the gameplay in the Fort Dungeon, whatever the fuck it is, that's just so fun, and it's just great. And to assassinate your target with all of these shitlords around, it's just it's great. And I remember one time it'd be. I could not get him separated. So I literally ran outside the base, and he happened to follow me, and I dueled his ass outside, out there 100 yards away from the base. This shit worked. It's one of those things where I haven't played this game in 10 years and still remember stuff like that. This is a very cool game.